What's going on, guys? Plastic Beach X3 back here with another One Piece video, and this time it's going to be a deck profile of my first place Pluffy list. I took Pluffy to a case tournament at my local gaming store that we had at the Dugout on the west side of Indianapolis. So if you're ever in the area, keep up with the events because we have big events like that all the time. I actually also took this list and got second place in a case tournament at Grandmaster Games on the south side of Indy. So I got second place in a case tournament at the south side of Indy at Grandmaster Games. I got first place in a case tournament on the west side of Indy a week later with this deck. And then I also took it to the Dayton, Ohio store regionals at No Limit Gaming, and I ended up getting first and getting my invite to nationals and getting the cool new Roar Zoro. I believe it's a top 64 card. I'm not exactly sure. It's not on TCG Player yet, but I think it's top 64. It could be top 32. I'm not sure. But we got the Zoro. We got the finalist pack. And the two event pack volume 6s. So I'll go through my matchups in the later case tournament. I don't remember the first case tournament where I got second. I don't remember the matchups, but because it was like 3 weeks ago. But I got in the other case tournament where I ended up getting first. It was, I believe, 45 players. Round one was Pluffy went first, pretty good. And then round two was Shanks. Round three was Shanks. Won both of those, and then round four was Bonney. So I beat Bonney, and then round five was another Shanks. So Pluffy, Shanks, Bonney, Shanks. And I went 5-0 in Swiss, undefeated. I was the first after Swiss. It was supposed to be 6 rounds with the down pair lost, so I went first going into the top cut to top 8. In top 8, I played against, it was best 2 out of 3 in top 8. In top 8, I played against Shanks, my buddy Aaron, my teammate Aaron. And I went 2-0 against him. And then in top 4, I played against my other teammate, Money D. Luffy, also piloting the Pluffy strategy. And I went 2-1 against him. And then we ended up splitting the finals with the guy that I beat in the 5th round of Swiss, the Shanks player. Just decided to split it, so technically not first, top 2, but I think it counts as first. And then in the Ohio store regional, it was 5 rounds. Played against round 1 Zoro, won. Round 2 Zoro, went first in both those games and just had, the answers to the board. And then round 3 was against Gecko on stream. So if you want to check out the last 3 games, go to No Limit Gaming's stream on Twitch, and you'll see the last 3 games. But I played against Gecko on stream, and then obviously won that one. And then played against Lim on stream, won that one. And then the finals, it was against Shanks, and that was the one time I lost a die roll, went second, and still won. So I wanted to get into the list. Been pretty successful with this list so far. A couple of tweaks here and there throughout the 3 tournaments, but I'll describe those as we go. So obviously Pluffy leader. And then I wanted to go into cards that I feel like are just mandatory 4-ofs no matter what deck you play, what Pluffy list you decide to run with. But we got 4 Law Searcher, 4 Zorajuro, 4 Sangoro, 4 Luffy Taro, and 4 Gum Gum Giant. So I think those are just obviously going to be included as 4-ofs in any Pluffy list. So we're just getting those out of the way. And then for the more like where you can vary numbers and all that kind of thing, we'll go into the 2K. So I decided on 4 Usohachi, 4 Sanji Blocker, and 4 Hitakuri Kamazo. A lot of people give me a lot of grief over the Hitakuri Kamazo choice as a 4-of. I just simply do not like Frank Frenosuke at all. Even in the Blackbeard matchup, I think it's just worse than Kamazo most of the time. At least Kamazo, you can play on 4 if you whiff the Zoro, and you can also, when you're going second, you'll go to 8 Dawn on your, what should be your 6 Dawn turn. So you can play double 4-drop, and I feel like just playing Kamazo Zoro or Kamazo or, you know, the other 4-drop I play is just way better than Frenosuke could ever be with the rush. So I just feel like maxing out on Kamazo is way better than Frankie. But a lot of people disagree with me, so I mean, I guess it's up to interpretation. And I actually ended up playing in this Ohio store regional. It was the first time I ever played Usohachi off of Luffy Taro in the Zoro matchup, so that felt pretty cool. But otherwise, I think everything there, besides the Hitokiris, are pretty standard. And then for other tech slots, I got 1 Trafalgar Law. I was actually on 2 Trafalgar Law for the case tournaments, both of them, and then I switched. Actually, I was not. On the first one, I was on Bon Clay. I cut Bon Clay completely because I just hated that card, and I decided to play 2 Trafalgar Law blockers. It's really good against Bonney, because against Bonney, a lot of people think that like you just need to beat the 8-drop kid, but you don't need to beat the 8-drop kid if they don't have any cards in hand. That's what really kills you. It's not, the problem isn't really 8-drop kid. The problem is 8-drop kid plus cards in hand. So if they just have 8-drop kid, no cards in hand, like, you can beat them. So I felt like Law was way better, excuse me, than most of the tech options. And that's why I was playing 2. I actually cut it down for the store regional for a different card that I'll show later. Just because I wanted to try it out, because there was a lot of hype around that card. Didn't pan out too well. I might switch back to 2 Law, but it deserves more testing regardless. But I really do like this Law. I think it's really good in a lot of scenarios, and even in the top 4 match against my friend Money, I played this card like 3 or 4 times across the 3 games, and it was really broken. So I really like that card, and like just having an extra blocker, because the thing with Pluffy is that I think a lot of people get in the mindset that they have to race life to win with this deck, to take advantage of the Dawn ramp and stuff, and that's just simply not the case for me, in my opinion. I would say, like, a lot of times in my head, I'm thinking, okay, I could race life and like put myself in a bad position to lose if I don't get there, or I could just live another turn. Pressure life, not pressure life a ton, but still pressure life. But then just like set up blockers and live through Gum Gum Giant. And like, yeah, I think a lot of Pluffy players just get in their head that they have to go for game on a certain turn, and you just simply don't. So that's why I play a lot of blockers, is, you know, to encourage living one more turn before you can have to go for game. And then also play 2 Onami. I was not on this card for a while, but it is pretty good, just to filter bricks, and the fact that you could play it off Luffy Taro is decent. Obviously, it can't swing like the Law can, so it's not a valid 4-Dawn turn whenever you whiff on the Zoro. But it is still a good card, and it lets you live a lot longer than you should. So I think it's all right at 2 right now. A lot of people play 3. I think you're crazy if you play 3. I would just rather play a different 4-drop that can actually attack in case you whiff on Zoro on your 4-Dawn turn. But regardless, 2 Onami, and then 4 Captain Kids. It's the best card going second, so I want to max out on it, because I just always want to play this card on 5 if I can. Yeah, it's a good card. It lets you against whenever you have to go second against Zoro, it lets you not have to take the life again on your what should be your 7. Like whenever you're on 7 Dawn because you go second, you don't have to take the life again because you get back the Dawn, and you can go right into your 9 Mom the next turn without having to take the life. So it's a very, very, very good card, and it stops aggressive decks and stuff. And then 2 of the 2020 Chopper. Not a lot of people are playing this card now, but I was pretty early on this card. I think this card is pretty gas. Just the fact that you have another 5-drop 6K to play off Luffy Taro is humongous in case you whiff off Zoro and Sanji. Also, it's a 1K counter, so it's just never dead in hand. Also, against Blackbeard, it's absolutely bonkers into Blackbeard that you can, when you're going first, you can go into 7 Dawn. You can just hard play a Luffy Taro with no ability. You'll go to 9 Dawn, and then leader ability go to 10 Dawn. and then just play double 5-drop, and just having more 5-drops to play is busted, because it's harder for them to kill than the 4-drops, obviously. And then the fact that it can swing and then restand as a blocker, you know, it goes into the mindset that I was talking about of like you can go aggressive, but then always just live another turn, so you don't have to commit everything to life. And this card just encourages that type of play. So I think it's a pretty busted card. I think it's nearly a staple in the deck right now. And then 3 of the Sanji Rush, I upped it. I see a lot of people playing 2. I upped it to 3 because of the Zoro matchup. Zoro's very popular right now, especially at that store tournament. There was a ton of Zoro players, and I think just having the Sanjis is really good. Like going like double Sanji is pretty busted against Zoro. Not much they can do after that once you clear their board. So very, very good card. It helps you go for game, etc. And then for the top end, 3 Mom. I was on 4 for a slight minute, but it just became too bricky. But I do like this card a lot. It's single-handedly wins you the Bonney matchup, which is a tough matchup in general. But also just like is a, you know, it's just a broken card. Like you get to gain a life, put a card in life. Yeah, pretty good just to play on curve. Obviously, I think it's a staple, but you could argue for 4. And then only 2 of the Luffy Rush. I think it's fine at 2. Like in this deck, you draw a lot of cards, so you'll see it majority of the games. Yeah, it's just another good card. I know 3 and 2 is like the standard numbers, but I was testing around with 3-3, 4-2, and that kind of thing, and I think these numbers are just kind of where I'm at right now. So, and then the last card that I cut the 1 law for, in favor of playing this card, that I might take it back out, but it is Gamma Knife. I decided to run 1 Gamma Knife because a lot of people have been talking about it, and while I get it that like it kills 8-drop kids, so that's like really good. Also, I thought, you know, it does have a lot of utility in other matchups. Not only is the trigger pretty good if you can hit it on curve, which, you know, majority of the time you're defending life, so it doesn't really come up that much. But also into Shanks, you can it helps clear board against Shanks, which is very, very important against Shanks, is to clear board whenever you can. And this card promotes that. And then also against like Chopper and stuff, it's also super important. Or sorry, not Chopper, but Zoro, very important to clear board. So I thought that it would be good there. Actually, have yet to ever activate this card's ability. I usually just discard it off a Mom or a Gum Gum Giant. But it is there, and I'm going to keep testing it. Might come back out, but as of now, it's in the list, and, you know, it's under testing right now. So that's the list, and those are the matchups. Thanks to everyone who congratulated me. Shoutouts to Aaron. Shoutouts to Money. D. Luffy, my testing partners. 2 of the best testing partners anyone could ask for. I think we're the best, in my opinion, you know, some of the best players in Indianapolis, at least. Anil deserves a shout out as well for another great testing partner. But those 3 guys are the reasons I'm, you know, doing well right now in this game, and I can't, you know, appreciate them enough. So shout outs to everyone. Thanks for watching this video, and let me know what you think about the list. Make sure to subscribe to Pluffy WX3 for more One Piece videos, and peace out.